pals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Game, and instead of me out toward the gaming drag today, I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled, Merrick's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. I guess I can just, wait. Again. Without breakfast. I probably shouldn't remind myself of that. Resigning to my fate, I make my way back to the examination table and lay down. Feels awfully macabre, but it's better than sitting up. I wonder why he didn't bring me with him. Is he that afraid of me seeing something I shouldn't? Or is he vainly trying to protect me? Still. I really thought today would be a step forward, but perhaps another day. Another day. Huh? Did I? I fell asleep. That's probably for the best, actually. I forced myself to wake up by surveying the lab. It's still empty. Not that I expected to find an assistant hiding under a desk or anything. Taking a peek outside, I notice that it's fairly crowded now as a few people walk by. Once someone sees me, I slip back inside. I mean, I'd much rather be out there, but even I don't want to be around too many new Karain right now. Maybe I can at least listen for anyone walking by and create some semblance of company. Hey, how was your... Yeah, we had... Do you think that... So early in the morning? We're still not anywhere close to figuring out why I can understand them. And yet, I'm so lucky to be able to. For all the struggles I've been through already, I can't imagine how bad it would have been if I had just heard them barking. Still, it feels like there's a substantial communication barrier. Maybe I'll never be able to wholly understand them, but I'm still confident. I've got such a head start after all. Maybe I can... Wait, what was that sound? Putting my ear to the door, I hear many sets of footsteps, but one in particular sounds different. It's a bit off from the others. It kind of sounds more like frantic running. And it's definitely coming this way. I back up from the door as it gets closer, just in case it's Doc. Although it doesn't sound like his footsteps, it sounds lighter, but also way less coordinated. I don't have to wait much longer to figure out who it is as the door flies open and... Oh, Rune? What are you doing here? Propping himself up against the door and breathing heavily, he takes a moment to gather himself. He looks exhausted. Did he run all the way here? Hey there, bud. He cuts himself off to take a deep breath. Sorry, I ran up like 3 stories to get here. Do you need a second? Can I get you some water? No! I mean, no. We don't have time. We? Yeah, didn't Merrill tell you? He had to pick you up because he's going to be busy today. I guess Doc told Rune to take over for him. He did? He didn't tell me. I only got his message a few minutes ago. But we have to go. Wait, why do we have to go? I didn't have time to finish setting up for the day, and I have to hand out assignments, and I have to fix... Okay. Right. He just stands there, waiting for me. Rune, you have to, lead us there. What? Oh, right. Well, let's go, bud. He quickly nods and turns to head out the door. Not knowing where I'm going, I head out into the crowded hallway. I suppose anywhere is better than here right now. But I don't have time to think about it as Rune is already speeding ahead. How is he so damn fast? He's completely given up on waiting for me and is already turning corners before I can see where he is going. He better not leave me behind. I have half a mind to turn around before I get too lost. But at this point, I think I already am. We turn left, then right, then... Oh shit. Where is he? Fortunately, I stopped in an empty hallway. But I don't see Rune. He forgot about me, didn't he? Peeking around the corner, I see a few Karain talking. While the other way seems to be empty. Knowing Rune, I take the empty one. I think I catch a glimpse of him turning another corner, although I can't be sure. Where is that damn white rabbit? I can't believe he just forgot about me. Okay, well, if it's a bit believable. I'm sure he'll remember soon enough. I know that when you get lost, you should probably stay where you are, but I'd really rather not bump into anyone else without one of my guardians. Peeking around the corner again, I notice Rune standing at the far end of the hallway looking quite worried. About time he noticed. Well, I'm glad I followed him this far at least. Stepping out from my hiding spot, he notices me and hurries over. Did you get lost? Sorry, I thought you were right behind me. No, I wasn't. You ran off too fast, bud. Oh, sorry. Well, we really should get going. I am late after all. White rabbit indeed. Yeah, sure thing. Just please don't walk so fast. I almost lost you there. Right. Oof, of course, this way! We continue down the hall and turn into the occupied hallway. Rune stays ignorant of their gazes while I try to bear it. I'd be lying if I said I was used to it, but now that I've been through this three or so times, the intensity is much softer. At least most of them look astounded rather than hungry. It's still no easy feat to even walk normally. My pace goes from hastened to measured to stuttered in just a few steps. Oh, I almost trip over myself at one point. I catch glimpses of them out of the corner of my eyes. They stand as statues and dare not approach. One day I would like to converse with them, maybe even relate to them. But I know that day may never come, and if it does, it surely isn't today. Turning the corner, I catch up with Rune, who was once again zoned out and started walking too fast. Looking back, I see a few of them have turned the corner to catch one last glimpse of me. It's refreshing, all things considered. Their expressions are more of curiosity and amazement now than anything. Some even hide when I look back. Maybe they aren't all so scary after all. After a few spare halls and some grueling stairways, we find ourselves alone in front of a poorly lit hallway. The familiar grit and grime is visible once more. I guess not everywhere here is so pristine and well kept. It's like, water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay. It's still surprising after what Merrick showed me, but I guess it's all fine. Rune quickly runs over to a panel and starts trying keycards on the door. The door responds with a very clear buzz, then Rune sighs and tries another. This might take a second. The walls here are much colder than before. I hadn't noticed it. But I can see my breath as well. Taking my hand off the wall leaves an imprint that quickly fades. Damn, I hope it's not going to be frigid all day. After hearing a different sound through the door, I look over to see that Rune has gotten it to open and stepped inside. Is he gonna invite me in, or not waiting for him to take the initiative? I head inside before the door decides to close and lock me out. It does indeed shut behind me, and everything goes dark for a second before my eyes adjust to the low light. It seems like another service tunnel. Looking ahead, I see Rune ambling his way through and decide to follow. I should probably remind him that he has company, lest he leave me for a third time. Hey, Rune, where are we? Bang! You're dead. Not a big surprise. Okay. He jumps and hits his head on a pipe, causing an echo to cascade down throughout the hall. A small light starts flashing where he made contact with the low ceiling. I think I just added another thing to his list of things to fix. Oh my god! Are you okay, Rune? Ow! It takes a moment to rub his head with his prosthetic before looking around and noticing the flashing light. There was a pause as it washes over him, and his arm responds in kind. Almost trance-like, he raises a paw to it, and clang! He pushes it back into place. Another resounding thud is heard throughout the corridor. This time the light blinks and then stops, returned to its neutral state. Rune, did you just fix that with your bare hand? What? Oh, Rias, I forgot you were... sometimes the best tool is the one you have on hand, you know? I can't help but blink a few times while staring at him. He can barely even face me in this dark corridor. Snapping out of it, I bring myself to offer a shaky response. Yeah, I guess so. Placated, he offers a small nod. But we should be going. I am still really late. Yeah, right, yeah, sure. Please don't leave me behind this time, though, okay? Leave you be... Right, sorry. Here, stay close to me. He waits till I catch up to him before slowly moving forwards and leading me through the pipes and cords that make up the corridor. It's almost pitch black in here, even as the light from his arm illuminates withered wires and scratched metal. It's still frigid as well, but I'm not sure what Rune can do about that. If Merriwan couldn't turn up the temperature in one room, I don't know if Rune could turn up the temperature in wherever we are. Although he has proven to be crafty in the past, maybe I can ask. He's still rubbing his head where he hit it. Right, that was quite the impact. Are you alright, Rune? It sounded like you hit your head pretty hard back there. Do you need to stop for a second? No, I'll be fine, thank you. It's just a bump. I'll look at it later. Are you sure, Rune? I mean, you displaced a whole pipe by accident. Well, most of the pipes down here are due for replacement. Well, overdue, actually. So it's not that hard to break them. But it was still just a small bump. Don't worry. I'll put something on it later if it hurts too much. That was way more than a small bump. But if he's this determined to hurry to this meeting or whatever, I won't stop him. I'm gonna make sure he gets some ice on that, though. Following quickly down the dark tunnel, I eventually step into a narrow and totally unfamiliar hallway. Everything is just a bit darker and a bit dingier. Where are we, Rune? We're in the main maintenance tunnels. They run all over the ship, but this floor specifically is where we operate from. Do you always have to crawl through a tunnel to get to work? What? Rune, we just crawled through a hole in the wall to get here. Do you have to do that every day just to get to work? Oh, no. Usually I take the elevator or the main stairway, but, well, you can't really do that yet. Oh, of course. That makes more sense. Although, sometimes I do take a back route to get here. All the tunnels on the station are connected, so it's pretty easy to find your way back here. Look, see this? He points to a sign on the wall. If you follow this, you can always find your way to the maintenance hub. We put them up ourselves after we lost too many people in the tunnels. You... lost them? As in, he just gives me a confused expression. Like, you did find them eventually, right? They aren't... dead? No, just a lot of new recruits got lost and, well, we had to find them. It's caused some people to switch to different posts. So we put up these signs so that wouldn't happen again. Well, so it would happen less. Ah, okay. That's somewhat reassuring to hear. I'd rather not run into the lost remains of any unfortunate recruits. Lest I join them. Well, thanks for letting me know about those signs, bud. I'll keep an eye out. He quickly nods and looks back and forth before heading off in another direction, without beckoning me to follow. He's definitely a bit out of it right now, more so than usual, so I don't say anything and just follow behind. The tips of my ears have an uncomfortable chill to them, and I've had to hide my hands in my pockets. There's still no other signs of life down here. I'd love to know how big this damn place is. I know Merowyn kind of told me, but still, the endless blank hallways here feel oddly disturbing. Hey, Rune? Yeah? How big would you say this place is? Like, I know that you probably can't explain it to me literally, but in your own words, could you tell me? Sure thing, Rias. It's the biggest place I've ever worked at. But mind you, I've only worked on 2 stations, and the other was on a planet, so it wasn't nearly as big. There are tons of unoccupied floors, some entirely filled with machinery. I'd say the lower you go in the station, the fewer people there are, at least from what I've seen. But overall, the station itself is massive. It's one of the biggest in the system, definitely the biggest self-sufficient one. And how low are we right now? We're about 3/4 of the way down. If you go further, it gets harder and harder to find ways down. And at the bottom is the Marin. That sounds familiar for some reason. The Marin? What is that again? Oh, right. I think we told you once, but it's the reason that we have gravity on the station. I looked into it a bit more after we talked. I think it pulls everything towards it, but otherwise I don't know. I just know it's really big and really expensive. And I think there's only one of them. Anywhere, I mean. Not just here. Right, they did say that before. Well, it's interesting to know that it's at the bottom of the station, and even Rune's short explanation has got me more curious about it. There really is just so much going on at the station. You aren't allowed down there, right? To the machines? Well, I am allowed there, but I can't get too close. It messes with bionic prosthetics and neurals, which can get dangerous. But I fixed things around it on other low floors, yeah. Right, you did mention that it messed up your arm. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!